Oh my god, it's a Y.A.R.P trailer reaction, and there's only two of us.
I'm all you need.
Oh, shut up. So, Jake and I are massive Superman fans, and I think it's been said through multiple recordings, either on Dragon's Den or on Y.A.R.P, through our various gameplays or just whatever we're doing, that we are cautiously optimistic about this movie.
Yes, my expectations have kind of reached the point where if Superman acts like Superman, I'll at least be somewhat satisfied. The movie could be absolute dog shit, but if Superman is like acting like Superman, I think I'll like at the very least be somewhat satisfied.
I think I'll relatively be in the same boat. I just kind of like I just want a good Superman movie. We haven't watched all of Superman and Lois, but we've seen enough clips to know that the guy who plays Clark did a really good job.
Oh yeah, Tyler Durden, I think his name is probably the best live action.
That's the guy from Fight Club.
Oh, Tyler Hecklin. Tyler Hecklin. Fuck. Yeah, fucking Edward Norton's character.
No, Brad Pitt.
Oh, I haven't seen Fight Club. Give me a break.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
But no, like Tyler Hoechlin's the best live action Superman since Christopher Reeves, and I will fucking fight you.
And the biggest complaint we've always had was like, while Henry pretty much did everything possible to prepare for that role outside of actually just becoming a Kryptonian, he was given like probably the worst material you could ever give a Superman actor. That's within reason, of course. Like Brandon Routh, for example, he did decently with the material he was given. However, it was like the material he was given was just like an unfinished script for Christopher Reeve's Superman 5. That's why they even cast him. He just looks like a young Christopher Reeve.
However, at the very least, that's more than what Henry was given, because, you know, they decided to have two people that don't really care about Superman write Superman. Or, well, actually, no. Snyder didn't write Man of Steel. That was Goyer. And I think
Snyder was the director, and he had certainly had a lot of input as to what was happening on the day of shooting. He approved the pages of the script.
Especially with Goyer, he's gone on record. The whole, I don't find Superman related, blah, 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 he's boring and all that. You know, the usual rhetoric that, you know, people say that the people that haven't read a single Superman story or watched a Superman movie.
It comes from this point of view that is stuck with mainstream audiences. As far as the mainstream is concerned, there's only been like Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
And that unfortunately has kind of put the character into a stereotype. Kryptonite instantly cripples him. He's this goody two-shoes that likes Lois Lane, which can be written either really well or written really poorly.
Yeah, like in Man of Steel, except he's not a goody two-shoes. He's a genocidal maniac. Unironically, he commits genocide in Man of Steel.
You know where in a weird, like, quasi-paradox universe, when even Cosmonaut Variety Hour has something, like, correct to say about Superman, and, like, how the Snyder and the DC executives just didn't know what to do with the character, because that, like, the scene where those kids are holding up the camera phone to, you know, Bizarro Superman's, like, weird CGI face, and he's just like, what's your favorite thing about Earth? And he's just looking out in the distance, and it's like, he's probably looking towards Lois. And it's like, that's like, Lois is very important in Clark's life. However, he loves Earth. It's his home.
Earth is his home. But if he'd probably look towards Kansas, let's be real.
Yeah, I would imagine he'd either look towards Smallville, or I don't know if he would immediately just look in the direction of Lois. That feels like that stereotypical, you don't quite understand Superman more than what we just know from popular culture.
Yeah, I think he'd probably just say, I think he would probably say everything.
Yeah, which is just as much of a Superman line, like, even from a surface level, as looking towards the Daily Planet would.
Being a cat.
Like, it's a Superman answer, if that makes any sense. There's, like, you could almost put into a random generator, like, what would Superman say that would satisfy both hardcore fans and an absolute normie who only knows him from like a movie. And like there's answers that would satisfy one crowd but kind of make us feel like it's like, oh, you clearly only understand the character from a surface level. And then ones that are like, that really does speak to the character, and the normies are happy. But enough babbling, let's get this show on the road. So
yeah, which by the way, if I'm a bit distracted or you hear stuff, it's because my cat is currently just, I don't know, for some reason she's just having an absolute fit that I'm not paying attention to her.
Okay.
No, Yamcha pose.
What? Why is Superman in the Yamcha pose?
I don't know.
Oh, also, yeah, we're just starting this trailer with like Clark's had the shit kicked out of him.
I guess, yeah.
Why are we starting with Superman in pain?
I don't know. Okay, it's a good pick for Lois.
Okay, yeah, I'm not opposed to that pick. Nice try. Guardians 3 sucked. Alright, looks like, is that Jonathan?
Yeah.
Also, this is like an electric guitar solo of the original Superman theme.
Look who it is!
Oh my god, is that a good boy coming?
Crypto. Home. Take me home.
Child.
Oh, that's right, yeah, Nick Holt as Lex Luthor.
Superman.
Oh, Guy Gardner?
Hawk Girl.
Wait, hold up. No. So, I'm sorry.
What?
No, keep going.
Oh no, James! You did the thing! You did the thing from from the poster!
It's the meme.
What conversation could they possibly be happening that's more important than what's going on in the background?
It's the meme. Oh. Okay, maybe this is a thing in like the Fortress of Solitude where it's like a hologram shit, and he's showing it to her. Maybe, possibly.
I'm not sure. Also,
maybe he's hypnotized.
You want to talk about characters that I'm like, what really worries me? Like, we've talked about this for quite some time. James is essentially introducing fucking everything with this movie.
Yeah,
like we're getting the Justice League of America, like Justice League West Coast, I think is what their official designation is, and it's like why are we already why is the Justice League already a thing like without its key member? And of all the Green Lanterns you would pick for Nathan Fillion, you'd choose Guy Gardner?
Yeah, Nathan Fillion, everyone has been clamoring for Nathan Fillion to play Hal Jordan. He voiced Hal Jordan in
multiple times.
Yeah, he'd be a great Hal Jordan. And it's like, you get to play Green Lantern, but you get to play Guy Gardner. Now, granted, I don't hate Guy Gardner. I think I love the fucking asshole that he is. He's an absolute prick, and he plays it well. Interesting choice. That's the first Green Lantern you introduce, not like Kyle Rayner or John Stewart.
I'd be equally mad if Kyle Rayner showed up.
You don't like Kyle Rayner?
I only like 2 Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan and John Stewart. I think I hate how perfect Kyle Rayner is, and I kind of just don't like how much of a doofus Guy Gardner is.
And that's kind of what makes Guy Gardner endearing. Now, if there was Booster Gold in this, I would be marking the fuck out. I love Booster Gold. He is such a fucking goober, but he's great.
So, yeah, we have basically a replicating meme, essentially, with the city being destroyed in the background.
No. That was
Okay.
very meh.
That was such a nothing trailer for the most part. Like, so, I guess, like, this is clearly as he's mid-battle with God knows how what. Like, he runs the Daily Planet, showing off Lois, like him working at the Daily Planet. That just made me chuckle, because Guardians 1 and 2, fantastic films. 3, I'm slowly but surely putting into the awful category.
Just because it's like, do you care about Rocket? No? Well, you're gonna hate it.
Well, no, like,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. So.
When Max told me his favorite character of the Guardians is Drax, like, my heart sank, like, because of everything that happens with Drax is very out of character. Like, they've flanderized him to the point that he is just an idiot.
Rather than his species not understanding hyperbole.
Yeah, exactly. So,
that's kind of weird how he just puts his arm over his dad. He's just like drunk. It's kind of like the drunk arm. That's weird.
I wouldn't put it that way. It's more like, because Clark, if I remember correctly, even as a teenager, was towering over his dad. Against, at least in some
just the way
continuities.
that he puts his arm over his shoulder. I don't know. It just looked weird to me. It looked awkward and stuff.
Interesting
It's Crypto.
choice for a dog breed for Crypto. I think it's just because I'm so used to him being like, he's normally portrayed as a Labrador, right?
Yeah, something like that. A Labrador or a Retriever.
Those are the two. That's the same breed. A Labrador Retriever.
No, there's also a Golden Retriever.
Well, yes, which is a different
Golden Retriever and Labrador Retriever. Yeah, but Retriever and
but you made it separate. Like, sound like Labradors couldn't be Retrievers when it's like that's the full name is Labrador Retriever.
Yeah, but like whatever.
So, so him fighting this kaiju monster, like, it's gonna cause some collateral damage, and good to know that it's like we're gonna see plenty. Hopefully, we're gonna see plenty of shots of him saving civilians, which is different from not knocking over buildings and causing like trillions of dollars worth of collateral damage. Nick
he looks familiar.
He was Dracula's like slave person in Renfield. He was
him.
He's the young Hank McCoy in the X-Men movies. And
okay, yeah.
He's the war boy in Fury Road. I think he certainly fits the role better than Jesse Eisenberg.
The thing is, Jesse Eisenberg could have been a good young Lex Luthor. They just decided to say, no, you're the Joker now.
It's because they got the actor who played Mark Zuckerberg, so they basically had him be weird Mark Zuckerberg.
I heard that they were trying to get Bryan Cranston to play Lex Luthor for BVS,
which would have been he was a very popular fan casting. The kid, like, so I guess there's a war going on, something that Lex Luthor like orchestrated, probably because he's Lex. And this kid who's just like wanting all the fighting to stop raises a flag and calls out for Superman. Like, it's like, all right, this is very much showing a world that needs a hero like him.
Yes.
Probably the public's reaction to something like him. We would need to see, of course, what he does that gets this low view in the public's perception, especially
given that he has like a scorch mark on his suit. Maybe when he was like getting blasted with that fire we see later on, maybe like some collateral damage happened and some people died, and they're kind of upset at him for not doing that, or like they're kind of upset at him for maybe failing something, and it's like, okay, yeah.
Interesting that we're going into Stag Industries, which is normally so I only know this from things like Arkham Knight, but Stag's that's a Batman villain. Or like it has to be Stag because there wouldn't be that extra letter if it was Star Labs. Let's see if we can get a good look at good old Nathy boy. I think also
no.
You know what it is? I think, no offense to Mr. Fillion, because I think he's one of my favorite actors of all time. I think he's too old to play Guy Gardner, especially with that hair. I think he could play a middle-aged Hal Jordan.
Yeah, no, he unfortunately the boat has sailed, I think, on him. Like, as unfortunate as it was, like maybe 2011 Green Lantern was his chance. But I mean,
like,
I think
yeah,
he'll probably
he's.
do a good job with it.
I mean, Nathan Fillion's kind of getting up there in his age to the point that that's literally his selling point for The Rookie. Like that cop TV show was that Nathan Fillion's just playing an older gentleman who's just now a rookie in the police force, even though we're 7 seasons in. He hasn't been a rookie for like 6 of them.
And then there's there's Shira in the background.
Yeah, and so I guess he's reinforcing the windows. I'm wondering if this is do you recognize this kaiju from any DC stuff? Because I certainly don't.
No, I do not. But like this might be the scene where like that fire might go into that building and
Yeah, it
maybe
looks like
causes
it.
some collateral damage. Yeah. And the people are kind of like, yeah.
But then we of course got this
that
image.
right there I don't get.
That
I don't get that. Why?
If
God
in the
damn it,
movie,
like-
if this is supposed to be like the motivational speech moment, where like now it's not the time, or at the very least, if they're gonna have this moment, they shouldn't be sitting down for it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like, or maybe he's hypnotized. Maybe this is a hallucination. I don't know. I just hope that's not in the movie and that's just there to maybe like troll people or something.
I guess we're just getting right into it when it comes to their relationship. Like I'm so used by this point to a Superman and Lois relationship where they're like, especially because as we referenced with the Christopher Reeve movies, he didn't get with Lois at the end of Superman 1, and I kind of appreciated that.
They did say that this is a Superman that's like that is into his tenure as a superhero, but I think he's still at least somewhat early in his career.
Okay.
Which we're not doing like the backstory stuff, which is I appreciate. That's Metamorpho. That's Metamorpho.
I'm not familiar with that DC character.
He was in the Superman animated show. He was the guy that could like metamorphose. He could transform, and I think also like morph his body into weapons as well, like a hammer and a blade.
So they're probably so unless this is like also a hallucination, some people are going to die. So we're also seeing the creation of the Fortress of Solitude. There might be some more back and forth between Superman and Lex, hence why he's all banged up here. He's also really I don't think this is the same location. This is clearly a different shot from the movie. I don't
Mr.
know how
Terrific.
Yeah, I don't know much about Mr. Terrific. Like
I know he's really, really smart. That's all I know is that he's ludicrously intelligent.
If there's a few compliments we'll give to this movie, it's good to see color back.
The fact that there isn't this film of gray sludge just muting everything. Like I can actually see the colors.
I think soundtrack wise, I don't think I want just the John Williams score, but updated.
Same, but I'm just going to assume this is for like purely publicity. This is just purely marketing. To get people excited.
So
is that a Superbot?
It has to be because with the background, it looks like they're inside the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, and the Superbots are like, aren't the Superbots like their own like beings?
No, I believe like they are. While they're subservient to Superman in most interpretations, there's probably plenty of times, like especially if he had just set up the fortress, where they wouldn't recognize him and thus would probably attack him. So yeah, this was very much a like stuff is happening. It does look like Superman's gonna be fighting a lot of people in this movie.
Which
that's my biggest worry is that there are too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, and also hot take. I like it. I don't mind Superman fighting. I think Superman having a villain to fight is cool and whatnot. But I just want to see like 90% of the movie he's saving cats from trees or some shit. That's what I mean. Like. I think that would endear people a lot more. Like it seems to be it's trying to do too much.
Yeah, and I am a tad worried that because of James Gunn's track record when it comes to superhero media, that I don't know. I feel like we're gonna have a tiny bit of deconstruction of the Superman character, which would feel rather odd if this is his first outing. Like in his universe, I don't know.
It's not his first outing because it's starting like
meaning this is like this is his appearance. This is his first Superman movie.
Okay, all right, okay, yeah.
Like because I couldn't imagine like imagine you're given the reins to Superman. Like would you really want to make a deconstruction story right off the bat? Like
No, I would make
you
a
would
I would make a reconstruction story. Like it would essentially be embracing the traditional hero and and then what Superman represents. However, everyone chanting Superman in the background. I like that bit. At the very least, it looks like he's trying to give us some traditional Superman stuff.
I feel like we're just gonna need to wait for a second trailer that's actually gonna have some more meat on its bones.
I also hope they just don't do the thing where Clark just slaps on a pair of glasses and calls it a day when that's not why people don't. It's that
Yeah,
stupid thing where
the transformation from Superman to Clark Kent is a vast difference in both personality, like how they carry themselves.
Like I mean, Christopher Reeves did it the best. Like as Clark, he's a stumbling nerd. Like his voice pitch is different. The way he conducts himself is a lot different. And you see that like when he wants to tell Lois' identity in the first movie, he just immediately it just changes on a dime, and like how he just talks and how he presents himself. And I believe in the comics he actually slouches a bit as well to like take a couple inches off his height.
He does. A lot of imagery, especially in All-Star Superman, you can see it the most that Clark is very much slouching forward when he's doing those scenes with Luthor.
And of course there's the whole idea of like Superman's like he doesn't wear a mask. So why if he doesn't wear a mask when he's out in the open, why would he hide his identity? People see what they want to believe. That's the whole thing about it. And I really do hope that they don't go, oh, you just put in a pair of glasses, very funny.
Yeah, I don't like. I kind of want like a. Is it odd to request like almost a zero cynicism fucking product? Like I just want it to be done.
It's not unreasonable to say make it genuine, be 100% sincere.
Yeah, I kind of want almost every character to wear their heart on their sleeve. Essentially, it'd be a very simple movie, but that's what we need right now. The character of Superman has been damaged tremendously.
Not even necessarily by Snyder, though Snyder didn't help. Even something like Injustice, the idea of the evil Superman.
Oh my
people just
God, yeah. As we've been getting flooded with evil Superman media.
Characters like Homelander and going, see, Superman would be that, and it's like shut your whore mouth right now.
Not understanding that that whole perspective of Homelander is a realistic Superman has always annoyed me because it means they're not even paying attention to the character of Homelander.
Homelander was raised in a lab. He was designed to be a product to sell. He was never meant to be a person.
Yeah, and to the point where like the staff were like, don't treat him with love, don't do any of this stuff, he's not a person. Hence why he snapped so many times, and why there's a lot of cathartic scenes of Homelander essentially like I don't like a lot of what The Boys season 4 did, but that scene where he pretty much killed all the scientists in that little room that he spent most of his childhood in is probably the most cathartic I could agree with Homelander. But the idea that a person who has the powers of a god wouldn't be a nice person, you could say that for a good number of people probably, but not Superman, because that's the whole point.
No, because he had good parents. That's also just kind of the contrast with a lot of evil Superman type characters. Their childhoods of all, like if you look at them, they all have what they have in common except Injustice Superman. Stuff of them like Homelander or Omni-Man, or I guess even Red Sun Superman technically, is that their upbringings were not very good.
In the case of Red Sun, he was raised by the Soviet Union, which is already
Joseph Stalin specifically. But Joseph Stalin specifically, I believe.
Well, I didn't never looked that much into it. Was it real like Stalin himself, like personally raised?
I believe in the animated movie but I don't know about the comic. Because I know there are some differences, but I believe in the animated movie he was raised by Joseph Stalin.
That's hilarious. But thank you so much for like seeing this tismy reaction between the both of us. We want a good movie. That's kind of just it.
Mm-hmm. And remember, always believe.